game, doing it different, we ain't the same. I'ma come over and state my claim. You think I'm lame cause I don't wear a chain? Rock them pants and a shirt that's plain. With life's too simple, you can keep that fame. Try to maintain and level out my brain. Bring heat to my calves when I run LeBron James. Who run it, who run it, who run it? I run it. When I conquer, they know who done it. Check it out when I run the city. Running high with the cardio, feeling silly. People want dreams, but stuck on their cell phones. Will that make them come true? Hell no. Feed your focus and neglect your distractions. Tomorrow's not promised to no one, so make it happen.
Hey, what's going on, great people? This is Rolo C, and welcome back to Rolo Runs the City, episode 8. I'm totally grateful for you guys' listenership, viewership. Really do appreciate you guys checking me out on a weekly basis, man. I mean, it's definitely a blessing, man. Feel free to check me out. Twitter, Instagram, at Rolo Runs the City. If you're not on YouTube, feel free to check out my YouTube, Rolo Runs the City. Feel free to subscribe, hit that bell notification, so then that way every time I drop a video, you know about it. And of course, wherever you can hear your podcast on streaming, feel free to do so. You can check me out on Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts. I mean, we're there. You check it out. Well, this week's topic is, and don't forget to check out my website, RoloRunsTheCity.com. That is RoloRunsTheCity.com. My fault, I almost forgot about my website, mentioning everybody else's stuff, or rented real estate, but I own that baby. Anyway, the topic for today is, what is your opinion of what makes someone great? Okay, I wanted to come up with this because if you remember in the beginning of the season, I talked about the term GOAT, and that's the greatest of all time, And of course, we're not talking about the greatest of all time right now, but we are talking about what makes people great in their respective areas, whether it be, in business or with their family. I mean, just any facet of life, what makes them great at what they do. So, for someone to be great, they must have an obsession to achieve the best possible end result. They have to be completely obsessed, immersed into what they're trying to be great at. Like I said, it could be, a guy who's trying to be the greatest nurse at the triage at your local hospital, or it can be, mom running the best household that she possibly can, or even dad, running the best possible household that ever existed in household nature, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what makes somebody great? They have to be absolutely obsessed in what they're trying to achieve. Okay? And anyone can achieve greatness, but the greatest achieve it, and it affects and impacts those around him or her. Okay? And anybody, like I said, can achieve this. But when you can achieve greatness and raise the level of people around you, that just puts you on a whole different stratosphere of how great you can possibly be. Does that make you the GOAT? We don't know. We hope. But at the end of the day, we know that our trajectory is where it needs to go, and we're trying to reach that level. Okay? Like for instance, if you have a business that's running, right? Branch manager at a local company, let's just say he can become a regional manager, okay? And his lead supervisor can take his place as the branch manager, okay? This is how greatness is birthed, okay? I'm elevating my game. I've seen that you've been putting in your work in, sir. Let's go ahead and put you where you need to be, because you've elevated your game too. Because at the end of the day, I became from a branch manager to a regional manager because that supervisor put in the work and made me look good. So with that being said, not only did he make me look good and I raised my level, he made me raise my level, and I made him raise his level. Well, now, guess what I am right now? Right now, I'm the regional manager, but you're fixing to come up next in line. Now you're the branch manager. And whoever was one of your best employees now becomes the lead supervisor. So it's like, that's that trickle effect where everybody's raising the game up. You know what I mean? And you see, it happens a lot. Truth be told, it's not like this is just a far out notion or it's a make believe scenario. No, it does happen in life. There are people that actually do want to see all of their people doing well. I mean, from the last man, in the totem pole, all the way to the top. You see it. Okay, so it's not about people being scared of losing their jobs. Like I was even an employee at many jobs where I would put in the work that I put in, and I wasn't doing nothing to really impress anybody. I was just doing the job that they asked me to do. And I take great pride in things that I do. And there's people that think that you're gunning for their job because of the way you work, not knowing that this is the work ethic that's been instilled in you, and you're just carrying out how you normally operate. And unfortunately, you have a lot of people that they get intimidated in that, and sure enough, they'll even try to find a way to get rid of you. You talk about job security, huh? But I call that job insecurity, because you're insecure as hell if that happens, right? But for somebody who's willing to put in the work, and just, they're training, and they just want to get an opportunity, to excel and go to that next level, then why not acknowledge that? You know what I mean? So, in sports, we see this often. The greats lead their team to a winning drive, especially like in football. They lead their team on the game-winning drive for the championship. Next thing you know, they've achieved what they set out to achieve, which is, winning the whole thing, whether it be the NBA Finals, the Super Bowl, the World Series, whatever. Whatever's your flavor, right? And next thing you know, contract time comes up. There's guys that were on the championship team. They're becoming free agents. Now, we know there's been many of players who have came off of a title, who have not only gotten paid, but maybe we could consider to be overpaid because of the fact that they were a part of a championship caliber team, and knowing that they had a vital role, or even a small role, but it was a role in a championship culture where they end up getting paid more than what people would figure they should, as opposed to a guy who's doing great, who's a great player, doesn't win the championship, and doesn't quite catch the dollars that they should, because at the end of the day, their team didn't make the playoffs. So it happens. But next thing you know, when you do that, you go to the other franchise, you get a huge payday since you were part of the championship puzzle. I mean, it happens, right? But this is how greatness is defined in a person who impacts, a community. I mean, think about it. In the sense of the branch manager and a ball player, they assisted their fellow employees, teammates, on achieving their new positions. Now they all got their own individual success, and it just trickles down. And that's how you really impact the masses. I mean, think about it. If your top guys are getting what they deserve, they know I couldn't do it without my team. I couldn't do it without my employees. That trickle effect goes down. Next thing you know, everybody's reaping the benefits of this. So, I mean, it's totally important. And I think great people, this is an underrated aspect because we're so consumed with the GOAT, the greatest of all time, right? But we don't really emphasize on great people, or great employees, great teammates. And we should, because this allows us to get to where we need to go. I mean, it really does. At the end of the day, we want to impact our communities. We want to impact, and the greatest way that you can impact your community is helping those that are directly below you, because they have a greater reach than you do. And it just trickles down, I mean, this is one thing that I truly do appreciate about sports, that you see guys getting money that they deserve, and sometimes they may not deserve that money. But the whole point is they were able to get theirs because somebody great was able to raise the level for everybody, and everybody was able to actually cash in off of the opportunity. So with that being said, that's going to conclude my episode for this week. I mean, we overuse the word GOAT. Obviously, check out that episode. But these are things that make people great, and it's just something that we should actually try to have more reverence toward. It's like toward great people. I mean, great people is what makes a great community. But anyway, this is Rolo C. Very grateful for you guys checking me out. Till next time, friends, be the GOAT, never a sheep, and don't sleep on your dreams.